As a zombie, R always craves human flesh, especially brains, because eating them gives him something no other food does. When he eats a brain, he is able to relive the person's memories. These flashes of memories make him feel human for a short time, almost like he is alive again. About 8 years after the zombie outbreak, R, a young zombie who can't remember his real name but thinks it started with R, spends his days walking around an airport. The airport, which used to be full of people and noise, is now crowded with zombies just like him. His only real companion is another zombie named M, who he thinks of as his best friend. The place is filled with broken luggage, torn newspapers, and empty hallways that remind him of a world that no longer exists. R doesn't know anything about his old life. Sometimes he looks at his hoodie and guesses maybe he didn't have a job or wasn't important before he died. He often stares at other zombies and tries to imagine what kind of people they were before, maybe a worker, a teacher, or someone who just traveled through this very airport. In his thoughts, R pictures how humans once lived and spoke. They used to laugh, share stories, and express emotions freely. Now, zombies can only make rough noises, short grunts, or groans. Most can't form words anymore. This makes her feel lonely, like he's stuck between being alive and truly dead. He has made an abandoned airplane his home. Inside, he keeps random objects he finds, records, pieces of junk, and other small things that remind him of humanity. With them, he manages basic communication through sounds and half-formed words. Zombies like them often move in groups, because humans are always out there, ready to shoot them in the head. As a zombie, R always craves human flesh, especially brains, because eating them gives him something no other food does. When he eats a brain, he is able to relive the person's memories. These flashes of memories make him feel human for a short time, almost like he is alive again. Ordinary zombies can only shuffle around and groan, but R holds onto this habit because it gives him some sense of connection to life. There are also the bonies, which are far worse. Bonies are zombies that have rotted so much that no flesh is left in their bodies. They are nothing but dried skin and bones. They have lost every trace of humanity and will devour anything, even the weakest or barely living creature. Because of this, all zombies fear them. One day, R and a pack of zombies leave the airport to hunt for food. During the hunt, they cross paths with Julie Grigio and her group of friends. Julie's father, Colonel Grigio, is the strict leader of a human camp, and he had sent them beyond the city walls to search for medicine and supplies in old buildings. When R first notices Julie, something strange happens. For the very first time, his heart beats. Julie's boyfriend, Perry, shoots her in the chest during the chaos. R quickly kills Perry while Julie looks away, then eats his brain. From Perry's memories, R learns how deeply Perry loved Julie, which makes her feel even more attached to her. When the other zombies close in, R covers Julie's face with zombie blood. This clever trick hides her human smell and keeps her safe. He then leads her through the airport, past the hungry and dad, and finally brings her to the abandoned airplane where he lives. Julie is shaken by the sight of so many zombies, but R holds her hand and guides her firmly through the danger. Julie is at first terrified of R, and she is very doubtful about what he means to do. She fears he might hurt her. R senses her fear, so he decides to leave her alone inside the airplane, and he stays outside, in an old car park nearby. Meanwhile, R keeps eating Perry's brains bit by bit, diving deeper into Perry's memories. Through those memories, he learns more about Julie, her feelings, what kind of life she had, and how she loved Perry. One memory shows that Julie's fear of zombies came because one of Perry's close friends became a zombie and attacked Perry. That frightened Julie so much she felt she had no choice but to shoot that friend in the head to save Perry. The next morning, Julie wakes up and asks her for food. R tells her it's too dangerous for her to go outside, and so she stays behind in the plane while he steps out to find something. Later, when zombies approach and Julie tries to escape, R rushes in to save her. He again wipes zombie blood on her face to hide her human smell. He teaches her how to walk and grunt like a zombie just enough so she blends in, and he finds food for her. Gradually, Julie begins to trust him. R insists that Julie stay with him for several days until he thinks it's safe for her to go out. As they spend time together, they bond over listening to LP records and playing small games to pass time. During those days, R's heart begins to beat, slow but real, and he grows able to speak more words, not just grunts. After a few days, Julie grows restless and wants to return home. She slips away, but in doing so attracts swarms of zombies. R hears and quickly rescues her again. In the fight, he defends her against a group of zombies. Even facing him, his friend, who is bewildered by R's strange behavior. After he pushes them off, R decides it's time to take Julie back to the human enclave. On the way, R finally tells Julie the truth. He was the one who killed Perry. Julie is shocked and feels betrayed. She leaves him without looking back and goes home by herself. R's heart is heavy. He begins walking back toward the airport, feeling broken and full of regret. As he travels back, R sees something he didn't expect. M and some other zombies are also showing signs of coming back to life. Their changes make them weak targets. The bonies, skeletal zombies who have lost their flesh and their humanity, prey on anything that still has a heartbeat. See these reawakening zombies as threats or prey. The bonies are ruthless and remorseless. R and M gather a group of these healing zombies and lead them toward Julie's human enclave. R sneaks inside the fortified wall to reach Julie's house. Once inside, he sees Julie and meets her friend Nora, who is stunned to find her there. R tells them something astonishing: corpses are coming back to life. They aren't just dead, they're changing. The three of them go to Colonel Grigio, Julie's father and the leader of the human survivors. But Grigio refuses to believe that dead bodies can change. He raises a weapon and threatens to kill R. Nora steps forward and points a gun at Grigio, forcing him to back down. Realizing they cannot stay, Julie and R flee to a baseball stadium where R's zombie group is waiting. Their relief is short-lived. A horde of bonies attacks them there. While M and the other zombies fight off bonies, Julie and R run towards safety, but they find themselves cornered. There is no path forward. They are trapped between the bonies and the rest of the zombies, facing a terrible choice. Taking the only escape route left, R grabs Julie's hand and jumps with her into a deep pool far below. He wraps his arms around her, shielding her body from the crushing impact of the fall. The two hit the water hard, but survive. Julie quickly dives down and pulls R up from the bottom, gasping as she drags him to the surface. When they reach safety, something unexpected happens. They share their first real kiss. At that moment, Colonel Grigio appears with soldiers. Without warning, he fires and hits her in the shoulder. Julie rushes to his side, trying desperately to make her father see the truth. Then she notices something impossible. R is bleeding. Blood means life. R has changed completely. He is no longer a corpse. He is human again. This revelation sparks hope. The humans and the healing zombies unite against the bonies. Together, they destroy most of them, while the rest simply starve and die off in time. The walls of the city are torn down, symbolizing the true end of the apocalypse.